is I, John O'Regan, the uncommon voice for the common man, coming to you today live from Shadyside, Ohio, where I sit here in front of you today letting you know without a shadow of doubt that my wallet is becoming nervous. And I am also a proud supporter of the Tea Party. That's right, don't tread on me. And those words should ring true with that worthless left-wing wacko, John Fitzgerald Gary, who seems to think that the damn Tea Party is nothing but a bunch of right-wing rabble. But, John Fitzgerald Gary, I want to say this to you right now, and it's so true. If the Tea Party was running the show, I can assure you, Standard & Poor's would not have bumped down our credit rating from a AAA to a AA+, which is exactly what has happened, and it's your party's fault and your president's fault, and that's what the subject of this emergency tirade is. It's their fault. Every damn last bit of it is Obama and the Democrats' fault, and I don't want to hear any nonsense that this thing that I heard on Meet the Oppressed today with Rachel Muffy Maddow saying that it appears that the recession that President Obama inherited was a lot worse. This tactic of blaming George W. Bush just doesn't work. For one thing, let's be honest about it. In the last 2 years of Bush's presidency, it was Rachel Muffy Maddow's liberal buddies that were running the House of Representatives and the Senate. So any debt that was accumulated by George W. Bush in the last 2 years, these damn liberal Democrats had their hands in on it. And of course, you and I understand that the problems that exist in this country today are all related to what the damn liberal Democrats and their policies were. It was Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that started this whole thing with Bill Clinton's insane ideas of putting everybody into a home, whether they could afford it or not. That's their liberal policies that got us into this mess. It's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that caused it. I actually listened to John McCain on Meet the Oppressed today, actually sort of touched on it, but he didn't reiterate it, and he should have. Here was a chance for him to crucify the Democrats and Obama and blame them for the problems that we face today, which is altogether true, and he didn't do it. That's why he's not the president now. The big goofball, still a goofball. Now, with that being said, I want to read something to you from the UK Daily Mail. This is what they got to say about this credit downgrade. Quote, as the U.S. loses its top-notch credit rating, consumers face rising interest rates and borrowing costs that may cost the taxpayers billions of dollars. End quote. Now that's what the UK Daily Telegraph has to say about it, but they kind of missed something there. It should have said that it may cost us more in billions of dollars in borrowing costs. It's already cost us $4.2 trillion since this bozo took office. That's why we are in the mess today. They say that was because we can't get our financial house in order. Well, no wonder. The damn Republicans are the only ones that stood there and said, no, we don't need to raise the debt ceiling unless there's going to be spending cuts. But even with that, with this big compromise, face up to it. It was $2.5 trillion to raise the national debt ceiling. They came up with $1.25 trillion in cuts right off the bat. They have to have this big commission to figure out where to come up with the other $1.25 trillion. But the fact of the matter is, they should have never have raised the debt ceiling anyways. It shouldn't have happened. The Republicans should have stood tall and said, no, the only way we're going to avoid default on our loans is if we cut spending. This damn debt ceiling compromise is basically a zero sum. They raise it $2.5 trillion, and they come up with $2.5 trillion in spending cuts after about 25 years. By then it'll be too late. We'll have a 1A credit rating. These people in Washington are insane. It's a zero sum. They've done absolutely nothing. That's why the credit rating drops. These people have spent too much. I shouldn't say these people. The damn Democrats have spent so much money that they have been responsible for this mess. And so, what do we do to fix this mess? Well, I can solve it right now. All you need to do is do exactly what Bill O'Reilly had to suggest, and it was a good suggestion. Come up with a flat tax and close all the damn loopholes in the tax code. Let everybody pay a 17%, rich, poor, everybody. Businesses too. And close the loopholes. The government will actually make some money this time. And instead of spending the damn money, just hold on to it. The deal here is to try and bring in more money than you spend. It's very, very simple. You can notice these damn Democrats don't seem to understand that. They're still just running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to figure out why this happened. It's because they spend. That's why it happens. So next, what do? You cut the capital gains tax. These damn Democrats are running around bitching that all these people are sitting on this money and won't invest in it. Well, why would they invest in it? For Christ's sakes, you see what's going to happen, don't you? Tomorrow, when the stock market opens, interest rates are going to go right through the roof. You understand that. I understand that. Anybody with any basic economic understanding knows that that is exactly what's going to happen. The stock market's going to go in the tank tomorrow. I guarantee it. And we're all going to pay for this, as if we're not paying for it already. This madness in Washington, D.C. has to stop. But, as always, I try and offer something on these videos that nobody else offers. Everybody's whining and crying and bitching about this, and there's ways to solve it. Like I said, the tax loopholes, cut the capital gains tax, get the government out of the damn mortgage business, and it probably will fix itself. But that means we need an emergency measure, and I have it right now, this very minute. What we need to do is just like in baseball, send Obama and his damn AA credit rating right down on the minor leagues. That's right. We had a AAA rating until he took office, and now it's AA. So send him down to the minors. Just send him down there. You can, quote, unquote, designate him for assignment. And if he doesn't want to go, he can just quit. And then we might be able to get draft picks for him. Just think, if we send him down to the minors with his damn AA credit rating, we could get draft picks. This is Ronald Reagan, the uncommon voice for the common man, saying this to you now. Well, we might get draft picks, but after this, the monetary compensation for him is completely off the table. Until next time, I say this now. Over and out.